Hi everyone, my name's Rachel Carrell. Don't panic, I've had a word with the little one. Today is not the day. How many of you are parents? There's a few parents in the room. So this one is also about childcare. What we're doing is building the world's best childcare service. Now, those of you who are parents, and that's my first little one on the photo there, you already know about the problems of childcare, but those of you who aren't parents might not know that the quality is extremely patchy. There is quality out there, but it's very hard to find. You might know or not know how cripplingly expensive it is. The average cost of a nanny in London is £37,000. That means you need to be earning over £50,000, because it comes out of your post-tax, just to pay for your nanny before you've paid for anything else in your life. Some new research came out about 10 days ago that the cost of childcare for working parents is now higher than the cost of their mortgage. So we're talking about a huge amount of money for working parents. It's inconvenient. The structure of our childcare is presuming a 9-to-5 working life, which for many people just doesn't exist anymore. We work gigs, we work freelance, anyone who works shifts. Lots of people increasingly want to work part-time, and childcare just isn't set up for this. And finally, it's exhausting. It's very emotional. It's patched together. Most people's childcare is kind of constantly one phone call away from disaster. And so with all of this, and it's such an important thing as well, we're talking about the most important thing that you have, your children. You can see that childcare is completely broken. It's also a massive market. Faisal just mentioned exactly, coincidentally and luckily, the same figure that's on this slide, so we must both be right, which is that all of these other markets have been disrupted or have been sorted out by a tech-enabled startup, and childcare hasn't been. We want to be that company. So what we're doing, we're building the world's best childcare service, our brand concept, childcare for everyday adventures. We want to be with you for the journey all the way from birth to the teenage years. So what are we doing about it? We're doing two different services. Service number one is Nanny Share. So the concept here is, remember that figure I said before about £37,000. Imagine if instead of just having your own nanny and paying all of that yourself, you could partner up with a family that lived about 10 minutes from you that had similar age child. You could each pay a third less. Your nanny would get paid 25% more, and your kids would get to play together. It's the tech and the matching services that enable us to make that happen. So that's service number one. And by the way, for that, we do the matching, we do payroll, we do payments, we make it all a seamless integrated service. This is a real one, so this is a real nanny share of two families that we introduce to each other. The kids have an absolute whale of a time playing together, and that's their nanny. We also have just started a second service, which is around after school. And for this one, we train our own nannies. So we do very similar vetting to what Faisal was talking about with his, which is that we do the criminal background check, we do reference checks, we select them, interview them, and then what we do is we bring them into our offices for an entire day. We do pediatric first aid training with them, and we turn them into really, really great after-school nannies. And that's what this looks like. This is one of our training sessions with one of our pediatric first aid trainers. So what traction have we achieved? Well, in particular, the second service that we just recently introduced is growing like crazy. It's only in its third month of operation. We've already achieved a run rate turnover of £750,000 based on contracted hours. That's recurrent contracted hours. We've already, over the course of just a few months, we launched in January of this year, we've already had family registrations representing over 200 million in lifetime spend on childcare. And since the launch of that service, the most recent service, which was only 12 weeks ago, we have achieved an average growth week on week of 12%. We've actually only just started doing NPS. I really can't wait to see our NPS results and be able to share them, because I think they're going to be phenomenal. But here anyway are some other kind of things that our customers are saying about us. When they talk about KoruKids, they talk about very emotional things. They talk about the headache and the worry and the stress being taken away from them. They talk about how we're helping them out with something that is a lifesaver. We've won some awards. We won the Best of Britain, South of England. I was the Inspirational Mother, Women in Tech, and we're up for a bunch of others. One of the things that I'm most excited about and proud of is the depth of our team. One of my core beliefs about how to build the world's best childcare service is that you have to have people who are not afraid to get their hands dirty. This is an operational, complex thing as well as a tech company. And so myself, my personal background, I used to run the world's largest online doctor service. I grew it to serve 1.3 million patients in the UK, Australia, and Ireland. I'm also a Rhodes Scholar, an Oxford PhD graduate, and a World Economic Forum Young Global Leader, as well as a mother. My head of operations was previously the head of operations of an insurtech company that had 30 million subscribers. Our lead developer built much of the Appear Here infrastructure, which is another marketplace, which gives them great insight into our kind of marketplace. Our head of marketing grew the Online Doctor. She was my head of e-commerce at the Online Doctor and grew that to 1.3 million patients. So our whole management team really understands how to scale complex operational services. One of the things I'm super proud of is the depth of our operational team. Almost all of them are Oxbridge graduates or have firsts from top universities, and they're super keen new grads. So what we're doing is now starting to think about our fundraise. We're looking to fundraise in January. We're open to informal conversations before then. This little one is due at the end of November, just in case you were wondering. And we are KoruKids. We're building the world's best childcare service.